When Italy's new government is fully formed, it will mark the first time a founding member state is ruled by a Eurosceptic alliance in EU history. And Rome looks set to abandon every federalist project dreamed by French President Macron, as the government contract signed by the future ruling coalition clearly shows a disdain for Brussels regulations. Darren Lilliker, professor of political communication at Bournemouth University, told Express.co.uk, "I think there is a big problem for plan across the Union. Italy is symbolic as it is one of the founding nations, and it follows the trend started in 2016 with Brexit, where the idea of taking back control reigned. Referendum campaign? One of the huge challenges Macron now has in front of him is to maintain the political union. Anti-establishment Five-Star Movement and far-right Liga, who are set to form together a government, have promised their voters to battle the EU over its financial and immigration policies. In the past, have both been open to the possibility of Italy holding a referendum on the euro. And in a blow to Brussels, newly appointed Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte said he will be Italians' defence attorney who will defend their interests in all the European bodies. The future government, and Lega leader Matteo Salvini in particular, support Hungary and Poland's belief that no government should be punished for not respecting the budget rules dictated by Brussels. Yet Emmanuel Macron's European dream is set to be frustrated by Italy's next government. These positions are in stark contrast to the reforms desired by Emmanuel Macron. Among them, there is the creation of an European army, of a new finance minister, and the establishment of a joint euro budget zone. Mr. Lilliker said, "The finance of most Mediterranean member states are very fragile, their economy is fragile, and that is why they are brought up to think that the EU comes at a huge cost. Italy is in a similar position with Spain and Greece. They are all been handled quite badly by the EU, which led them to think the EU was not a good thing for them, lowering the possibility of working towards a greater union." Since his election in May 2017, Mr. Macron has seen the EU come under threat, with the UK negotiating Brexit, Hungary confirming anti-immigration leader Viktor Orban, and Chancellor Angela Merkel losing votes in Germany. When asked, what could Mr. Macron do to maintain his dream of a more united Europe alive, Mr. Lilliker said, one of his main weapons is the charm offence. He will try to negotiate with these populist forces with charm and charisma. The French president deployed a similar technique with his US counterpart Donald Trump, bonding with him despite their ideological differences. But Mr. Macron's chances of success with the charm offensive may not be as high on the continent. Lilliker said, "With EU members it will be much harder, because there is the perception in the bloc of an unbalance of power, as France and Germany are seen as controlling forces, seen with more suspicion in Europe than in the US." Yet Emmanuel Macron met US President Donald Trump at the White House in April. Yet Five-Star Movement's leader Luigi Di Maio, and problems for Emmanuel Macron don't come just from countries that have elected populist leaders, but also from within the Franco-German motor. Emmanuel Lilliker added, "There is a very strong Eurosceptic lobby in France. Le Pen still has a lot of support, and the same forces are growing in Germany. The situation is quite fragile across the whole continent." Yves Bertoncini, specialist in European issues and teacher at Sciences Po in Paris, said Emmanuel Macron is in a similar situation as his predecessor. She said, "He wanted to be an architect of Europe. He will be like his predecessors in firefighting to cope with crises."